I'm Allendale's Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. As we take a look at action across the country right now, a slow-moving cold front is exiting the eastern part of the Dakotas and working into the upper Midwest. It's moving very slowly. We're seeing very good, strong winds out of the south ahead of the front. They're actually coming all the way. You can watch these winds as they originate down in South Texas and then come right up across the eastern part of the Central Plains through the western Corn Belt, central Corn Belt, and on up into Ontario. Very fierce, very strong winds. And that's going to be the big story as we go forward as this front slides in. Those winds are not going to diminish. And so we're going to be looking at wind issues developing maybe in some areas that are concerned about stalk strength and stalk rot at this point. So just kind of keep that in the back of the mind. Winds across the plains have been 15 to 30 miles an hour on a sustained basis. As we move into the Corn Belt, probably 12 to 25 will be what we're looking at. But still, that's sustained winds. Very breezy conditions setting up. Precipitation still looks like it's going to be mostly a late tomorrow through Saturday affair. Now, that being said, we have seen a few radar echoes already over central and northern parts of Minnesota. And as we go through this afternoon and into early tomorrow, I think we'll see a few more radar echoes firing off, maybe even into parts of Iowa and southern Minnesota. But the real good moisture flow develops later tomorrow and then goes Friday and Saturday. I still like decent rains out of this. I still like coverage, probably 80 to 90% of the Corn Belt. However, I am going to back off precipitation totals in parts of the Corn Belt. I'll leave us at 0.5 to 1.5 on the whole, but some of the areas from, let's say, eastern Illinois through Indiana into Ohio, I don't think are going to be in that same range. I think they're going to be in the lower part of the range. The main reason, the heavy rains out of this event are going to be driven by thunderstorms. And when we're seeing the heart of this action move through places like eastern Illinois, Indiana, as we go through the overnight hours, Friday night into Saturday, you really take away the heating catalyst that's needed to produce stronger thunderstorms. So I like the range of 0.5 to 1.5. I think the 1.5 will be with thunderstorms probably in the western and central Corn Belt, but central to eastern Corn Belt locations that see the action during the overnight periods, yeah, you're probably going to have a bit of trouble. Following that system up with a very nice week next week. As a matter of fact, high pressure comes in on Sunday. It parks through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm actually even looking at high pressure in control through Thursday and Friday. We're going to be seeing a little bit of moisture trying to sneak in from time to time, but this is something that maybe comes out of the Central Plains, for example, at midweek and then drifts across the southern part of the Corn Belt. Or we see a big, strong low coming together midweek next week in the Intermountain West. It goes up through the Dakotas and, again, misses most of the Corn Belt. So I'm looking for a dry week next week, no major frontal boundary action. Watch that low, though, that at the end of next week, around the 26th to 27th, watch that low that moves out of the northern plains into southern Canada. I think we could see a nice cold front come out of that to the south, and that it eventually sweeps across the rest of the Corn Belt might set us up for some moisture there to start that last week of September or the last few days of September. So we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, temperatures fairly close to normal, averaging out. Yes, above normal here for the rest of the week, but behind this front, temperatures go back normal to slightly below. And then next week, I think for the most part, even with the high-pressure dome in control, we're probably pretty close to normal, if not a couple degrees below. Overall, for the month of September, I'm still expecting an average of normal to slightly above for the month. I think we've had more warmer than normal days than below to this point, so we're going to skew it just a little bit to the warm side. That's the way things are stacking up. If you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.